Shalom. All praises, glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Acha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, bishops, teachers of Great Millstone, and the like-minded men who are pushing the same doctrine, given to Apostle Tahar and down, initially from the men of One West and Elder Abba Bivins, but now residing with the men of Great Millstone, specifically Apostle Tahar on down, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakab, Apostle Ramlab, Bishop Sakaran, all the bishops, and basically the men of GMS, teachers. I could name a few more, but yeah, it would be here all night. Yeah, all praises to Yahweh Shemi Shai for allowing us and to hear the words of his prophets. Salutation to the elect, salutations to the elect, men, women and children of Ba'af Tawadah, who are predestined to be saved in these last days. This is the elect of the house of David, Yasharallah, the elect who are going to be saved when Yahweh Shai returns. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He is, He exists, He to be. It's not God, it's not Jehovah, it's Yahweh, and it's the true name of His only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai, meaning He exists. Salakia, meaning He saves, and His salvation He delivers, because He will return very, very shortly to deliver His elect. Yeah, and the nation of Israel will be established under His kingship, because He's King of Kings, Lord of Lords, also King David, the ruling 12 within the 144,000, and the remaining elect to bring back the remainder of the house of Israel, when the kingdom of the Most High, kingdom of heaven is established on earth, which is going to be happen soon. All the signs are here. We've got the MOTB that's about to be pushed out on a high level. MOTB, you find it in Revelation 13th chapter, 15, 16 verse, 16, 17 verse. Yeah, causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead. So you mean it buy or sell? That's to paraphrase it. That is a physical mark. It's not a spiritual mark. Yeah, it's a physical mark which will be implanted on an individual's skin, subdermally, with the right hand or the left hand or in the forehead. Yeah, it will be implanted on the non-elect, because the elect will not bow the knees to Baal. Yeah. So today there's so many signs going on. So I'm going to go into this is a quick article. So I'm going to read a few paragraphs of this. First, I'm going to go into a scripture. That's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to go to Isaiah 9 and 5. That's my phone. Here we are. Okay. Isaiah 9. I'm looking at the news on 2 hour waiting. Yep, looking at the news on TV and having a debate over here in the UK about the NHS, which is a free health service, or not free, you pay your taxes for it. But Esau's breaking down, man. This whole system's breaking down worldwide. Simple as that. Yeah, people are striking, complaining all over. You're gonna have uproars of the people soon. The inflation. Look, see, that's the headline. Some updates. Investing in the NHS thing. That's the spirit that is. This place is through on many, many different levels. Did a video on it before. Yahweh Shai is taking his place out little by little. Yeah, so you've got the inflation of the food and all different products. Yeah, which is going to make the people eventually be against the government, because they won't be able to afford anything. Simple as that, whether it's heating or eating. Yeah, so I'm going to, before I get off on a rant and a rave, I'm going to go to the scriptures on this quick update, World War 3 update. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Lord, we'll get that scripture. Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. You know, back in the day, You used to have men on men fighting for the kings, for the rulers, yeah, hand-to-hand combat with swords, with maces, with whatever weapons were available, yeah, up until recently, the First Woe. That was, I think, the beginning of the First Woe, which is the First World War. You still had trench warfare, but towards the end, tanks were being used, planes were being used. You can read that in the planes specifically. You can read it in Revelation 9th chapter. With the understanding, if you've not got the understanding, go to a breakdown of GMS Revelation 9th chapter, yeah, and you'll see the planes are described in Revelation the 9th chapter, yeah. So for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, wars back then were very bloody, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. This meaning the third woe, the third world war, which is coming very, very soon. We've got the nations preparing for the war. I'm gonna quickly get that. Joel. Third chapter. You've got an explanation of. It goes down to the 9th. You've got the explanation of the nukes in the previous chapter, Gerald, second, and how when Yahweh Shimei Shai determines that time that they will not miss the target and they will be in uniform. Yeah, but we're not going to go into that. So this is going to be a quick hit. Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. These are the actual natural Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords. Plowshares are farming instruments, and what we're seeing now, all over the world, are defense budgets, so-called defense budgets, being increased by different nations. Be it the UK, NATO, which is part of the beast, NATO and the EU, which is part of the beast system. All nations are increasing their budgets because they're preparing for war. You got China and the Indo-China Sea issue. They're preparing for war. You got Japan again preparing for war. You can look all this up. So, like I said, this is going to be a quick hit. Get this word proclaim. So, lucky for the delay, but my internet seems to be messing about. Bit sluggish. Yeah, so what's happening is while we're waiting, the nations all over the world are preparing for war. Because the prophecy said, Yahweh Shimei Shai's words do not return unto him void. Isaiah 55 and 11, it's as simple as that. And we're seeing these nations, lucky for this, I don't know what's happening. All around the world, and it's a fool who thinks there's not going to be a World War III. Simple, yeah. You had Zelensky the other week in the Golden Globe say, "Oh, World War III is not going to happen." Man's lying to people. Yeah, they're preparing it now. You got the WEF right now, Klaus Schwab and his henchmen talking about there's going to be a, even though they did mention it last year, there's going to be a massive cyber attack at some point. Because they're going to make it happen. I don't know what's going on here. It's like a third last time. In fact, what I'm going to do, because it's missing a part, I'm going to go into my... Oh, gotcha. Korah. Yeah, to call out, to recite, to read, cry out. That's what's happening. The prophets on the highways and the byways, crying out, proclaiming in the house of the nobles that they're gonna be brought down. Simple as that. The time is up. Yeah, and war is being prepared through the spirit of Yahweh Shimei Shai. Yeah, and the prophets are telling the so-called elites what the outcome is going to be. They're going to go to war. They're going to go into the bunkers, specifically the elites, and they will be the first batch of slaves all over the scriptures. That is, yeah. So I'm going to read this. So this is in the Irish Examiner, news report, lifestyle opinion. I'm going to read a few paragraphs and then get to a little quick video. West's hybrid war won't stop Moscow, says Russian foreign minister. You know, Ukraine and its Western allies have rejected those arguments as a cover for an unprovoked attack of aggression. Unprovoked act of aggression. This was dated today. Yeah. Russia will achieve its objectives in Ukraine despite a hybrid war. So basically, there's another name for a proxy war where NATO, which is part of the beast system, and the EU nations in America are putting America's the whole that rides the beast. Are putting arms into the Ukraine in a hope to technically what they're trying to do is deplete Russia's weaponry and armory, so to get Russia to a weakened state where they can attack Russia finally. But you know, we read Ezekiel 38th chapter, you know, where the Gog and Magog will attack eventually. The evil thought, I think it's 38 and 11, and Yahweh Shemashai will put an evil thought, and they're gonna push that button. Yeah, and the nukes will fly. Yeah, and also the EU nations will turn on America. I'm going to go to Revelation. That's Isaiah 13th chapter. Quickly get one. So, as we know, Russia's in the land of Gog and Magog, which is the Japhetic land. Yeah. But the also known in the Bible as the Medes. You know, the Bible is written in allegories and dark sayings. So like, yeah, 13, so going to do it like this. 13th chapter. Well, this is just basically Babylon's destruction. Prophecies about Babylon, yeah. Heavy chapter to go into. Isaiah 34 chapters, good. As well as Revelation 18, Jeremiah 49, 50, 51. Where are we? Where are we? Come on, Dean. Here we are. And behold, I would advise you to read the whole chapter. I'm just going to hit the hair points here. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So there's no turning back. No matter what America tries to do, Babylon the Great tries to bribe them with the sanctions or whatever they try to do. There's no turning back now, because they're not. Russia not going to regard anything that America presents, because it's that time. It's the time of war. Yeah. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Yeah, and that's going into the nukes being flown, because there's going to be great death soon, very, very soon. You know, and we just pray to Yahweh Shimei Shai that we have that number to endure, you know, and Lord's will to be saved in these times. So what I'm going to do is put this article in the description box. I could go into many, many scriptures. I'm going to finish it off. I'm going to play this couple of videos. This video here, a bit all over the place, but play 2 minutes of this and then end it with a Isaiah.
Is using Ukraine to dismantle the security system that used to exist in Euro-Atlantic region for many years. It was underpinned by the principle of consensus, indivisibility of security, solving all issues through dialogue and cooperation. And the embodiment of these principles was the OSCE. Right now, the West is trying to bury it as soon as possible, just as it has buried the Council of Europe. Organizations that were created for dialogue and for finding consensus, for finding compromise, by definition, are now being used to promote the very line towards total domination of the U.S., with the rest of the West under them. So, saying to us that, okay, let's do something about Ukraine, but the rest will be ours. Well, no, that would not go. Would have to have a frank conversation. And I don't think that at this stage we need to show any initiative in those dimensions that the West has closed down.
Right, so there's the point, yeah. There's no negotiation. Russia, which is in the land of Gog and Magog, they are Edomites. They are seeing through what specifically the US Babylon the Great is doing, yeah, and that it controls Europe. Lavrov said it today himself. It's 11 hours ago. It was today. He had a Q&A meeting in Moscow. So and the Lord will put this again in the description box. And eventually, this is what's going to happen, yeah? Get straight to the point. So, like, yeah. Isaiah 24th chapter. It's about the 9th verse. Sorry, so like it's down here. Here we are. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth will move, yeah, but the earth will abide forever. That's in Ecclesiasticus, first chapter, right? So when the nukes fly, there's going to be violence all over the world. Yeah, in fact, it says it in the NLT. Read it there. Isaiah 24:19. The earth is broken up, it is utterly collapsed, it is violently shaken. And when the nukes fly and when the nukes drop, especially on America, which is Babylon the Great, which will be a desert, which will be burnt up in a monument, and the sacrifice, yeah, for all the bloodshed that they've done, yeah, it will basically just, the earth will be such a violent place at that moment in time that when the elect are beamed up, it'll be an absolutely fantastic thing for the elect to be beamed up, because if anyone's found on the earth, there's not many people are going to survive. Clearly there will be survivors, because there will be a first crop of slaves in the new kingdom on earth. Yeah, so the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Yeah. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh Barsham Yahushai shall punish the host of the high ones. Host means armies of the high ones. They're the leaderships, and they'll be taken out. Revelation 77. Sorry. Daniel 7:18. Daniel 7:27. Yeah. Yes, hence shall take the kingdom, and the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Oh, there we are, see? It goes into what I just said about the captivity. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. This is after the destruction. This is after the elect being beamed up. And when New Jerusalem returns, yeah, the elites will be gathered. Whoever's left will be gathered together, specifically the elites. First of all, taken out of the bunkers. Yeah, and put into, as the scriptures say, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. That's plain and simple. So after the destruction, after the world or the earth is rocked to and fro like a drunkard, And there will be survivors, and they will be gathered together in a pit. And the Israelites under Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, King David, and 144,000 will rule the earth. With that, Lord's will, it was edifying. I know I was a bit all over the place. It could have been many scriptures I could have brought out on this topic, but it was just kind of quick to the point, mainly saying that, in fact, I'm going to go into hybrid war before I go. Explanation of what hybrid war is. Hybrid war. Hybrid warfare is a theory of military strategy first proposed by Frank Hoffman, a small hat by the sounds of it, which employs political warfare and blends conventional warfare, irregular warfare, and cyber warfare with other influencing methods such as fake news, diplomacy, lawfare, unrighteous decrees, and foreign electoral intervention. So basically, what is meant by hybrid war? Basically, they're using all techniques, to destroy each other. Esau, Edom is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Hybrid threats combine military and non-military, as well as covert and overt means, including disinformation, cyber attacks, economic pressure, deployment of irregular armed groups, and use of regular forces. Basically, everything is on the table. As Apostle Tahar said already, we're technically in the Third World War. All they've got to do is announce it. But anybody with eyes to see and ears to hear knows what time it is. So with that, when I say Shalom to the elect of Yasharallah, Shalom. From the hopeful elect, Shalom.